Consulting agencies exist because you know how difficult it is with our government processes here in the Philippines. It's what I really try to push for is that our clients don't have to think.
Yeah.
They just have to follow my staff because they are trained to know what they're doing. What I like to call the lottery visa.
Why?
So this is also a permanent visa here in the Philippines, basically an immigrant visa.
Okay.
But they only approve 50 nationalities per year. A lot of expats that come here really want to marry a Filipina.
Yeah. Hey, it's Mira Beauty. Welcome everyone for another episode. Today, we have a special guest, Miss Heidi Cajes.
Hi, I'm Heidi Cajes. I'm the co-owner and co-founder of CNG Consulting. We are an expat one-stop shop where we help expats get settled here in the Philippines, from immigration to business registration to anything that's related to expats and the government.
So you said it's a one-stop shop,
Yes.
right? So why do you think it's important or it's better to get a consultant or to hire a consultant than doing it on their own?
Okay. So basically, consulting agencies exist because you know how difficult it is with our government processes here in the Philippines. It's tedious. It takes a lot of time. You have to line up. Sometimes you go there, they give you a list of requirements. And when you're actually submitting, they give you like, oh, you need to have 2 more copies of this. I think what consulting agencies offer is kind of like convenience and expertise, because we can go in there and already have what you need and already assess the type of visa or give you a better solution to what you're looking for.
You know, guys, here in the Philippines, it's not just the paperwork, but you need to like wait for how many days to complete the whole process. What are the services do you guys offer?
So we offer a wide range of services. We actually have experts that we have partnered with. So we have lawyers, immigration experts, accountants, and basically everything that they need. Our major service is basically immigration services. That's why I call us an expat one-stop shop for people who want to settle here in the Philippines. Second would be the business registration. So there's a lot of expats who actually come to our country and basically want to register their business because they want to live here and also to take advantage of basically our economy, our growing economy. And other things like driver's license, marriage licenses. So again, anything that involves an expat and getting settled here in the Philippines. So those are just some of the services. And something that we're trying to roll out is also our tech services. So right now, we actually offer tech solutions. So for example, if you're starting a business here in the Philippines and you also want to have like a website or like a custom tailored website, then we also offer that service. We are based in Cebu. We have visibility in Manila, Bohol, and Siargao.
And you said you're expanding already.
We're expanding. Yes, we're very much expanding. We're actually moving into a new office in Cebu, which will be in Robinson's Galleria.
I see. How about in Manila? So for the convenience of the people who wants to stay in Manila, for example.
Yeah, we actually have staff here in Manila because a lot of the services or the immigration processes are actually done in Manila.
Yeah.
So we have accredited liaison officers who can actually assist you here in Manila. For example, we have clients that have to do like their NBI clearance or appearance at immigration. What we also provide is having an on-site personnel that will help you throughout the process, basically holding your hand throughout the entire process.
Also, you mean when they need to have an appearance in the office, so there is a staff that will accompany them all through the way.
Yes. So what I really try to push for is that our clients don't have to think.
Yeah.
They just have to follow my staff because they are trained to know what they're doing. But in Cebu, we have it differently. Like sometimes we do the car service where we pick you up and then drop you off. So really, for me, the convenience and the seamlessness of the process is what we aim for.
That is the top priority.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so let's move forward to the type of visas that you guys help usually with foreigners. What are the type of visas do you usually get from foreigners who is hiring your agency?
One of the major visas that we actually have a lot of inquiries, especially now that a lot of people are trying to retire here in the Philippines, is the Special Resident Retirees Visa, or the SRRV. If you're over 50 and then you want to come here to the Philippines, so this visa is actually for you. And then next is the 13A Spousal Visa. This visa is actually people who are married to Filipino spouses can actually get permanent residency here in the Philippines, as long as you're married to a Filipino spouse. Another one would be the 9G working visa. So if you were employed here in the Philippines,
Yeah.
then you can get a 9G working visa. Those are just some of the visas that we offer. We also have the quota visa, which is what I like to call the lottery visa.
Why?
So this is also a permanent visa here in the Philippines, basically an immigrant visa.
Okay.
But they only approve 50 nationalities per year.
Oh, why so
Yeah.
little?
Because it's basically an immigrant visa. So we're granting like a foreigner to basically immigrate here in the Philippines. Unlike the other visas that are basically non-immigrant visas, it's like they have moved here to the Philippines and they
Oh,
can
I see.
start a business. There's also specific requirements for the quota visa, like 50,000 remittance to the country, investment in corporations, and other basically proving to the Philippines that you are going to be useful to our country. Yeah, so sometimes it also includes like special merits, like for example, you're a physicist or you're a tech genius.
Oh,
Those
I
are also
see.
one of the things that may help you with the application for the quota visa. But like if you're qualified with other visas,
Yeah.
like the spousal visa or the retirement visa, so I would suggest just getting that one.
Oh,
because
I see.
there's
Okay.
the probability is so high as long as you have the requirements set for the quota visa.
Okay.
Anyone can basically apply as long as
I
you're
see.
21 years old or over.
Yeah, okay. All right. So for the I just want to touch a little bit on the 9G working visa. You
Yeah.
said 9G working visa, is this the same visa that all the expats who are working here, I mean employed under a company, is this the kind of visa that they need to get?
Yes, yes. So if you're employed here in the Philippines, and I know there are some expats working here and don't really have a working visa.
Yes.
So if you're employed in the Philippines, you need to get a 9G working visa, which is valid for either 1, 2, or 3 years, depending on your employment contract. So this is applied with 3 government agencies: the Department of Justice, Department of Labor, and then the Bureau of Immigration.
Okay, how about I thought the working visa, I mean the employed expats in the Philippines, they get their visas from their employers. Is there employers who process their visas? Is it like that?
No, it depends. There are some employers that actually fund the visa processing because you do need a company sponsor. So part of the requirements is the company registration of where you're working for and employment contract. But sometimes there are some companies that they have an agreement with their employee that they are the ones who will fund the process. But the requirements will come from the company where they are working for.
Okay, so now let's go on to the most famous 13A spousal visa.
This is very famous.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of clients
Yeah,
for this
because
one?
a lot of expats that come here really want to marry a Filipina.
Yeah.
I get a lot of even if they haven't visited the Philippines, but they've heard a lot of good things about Filipinas. I think we know why, because we're a lot more feminine,
Traditional.
so that's why I think they're enticed. Plus, they get to stay in a very beautiful country, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I get a lot of clients who haven't been here but have heard a lot of good things about Filipinas, and they after, and of course they want to stay here in the Philippines for permanently. So a lot of them will inquire about the 13A spousal visa, which you can get after you're married to a Filipino spouse.
So after the marriage.
Yes, yes.
Are there also like some expats who's inquiring about this specific visa even if they still don't have a partner? They're like looking forward into it, but they want to know about everything already, you know?
Yes, actually, because they want to move here to the Philippines, they actually ask me, oh, what are the chances that I can get permanent residency here in the Philippines? So even if they haven't found a girlfriend or they have a girlfriend, they're going to ask these questions because obviously a lot of them want to stay here in the Philippines.
Yeah, that is true. You have a lot of like clients who's asking you about this, right? Are they aware that there's no divorce in the Philippines?
There is no divorce in the Philippines, but you can actually. So this is a common misconception, and this is actually a very recent ruling in 2018. There's a Supreme Court ruling that even if the misconception is if you're married in the Philippines, you cannot divorce your wife, right? But if the foreigner comes from a country where divorce is allowed, you can actually divorce your wife in that country. Yeah.
Wow.
And then you just have to declare that divorce here in the Philippines so that you and your wife can marry again in the Philippines.
Do you guys know about that?
So I've said this in other interviews before, and I kind of get a lot of blowback.
Yeah.
So just I actually forgot the case number, but if you ask me on the comment section when we post this video,
Yeah.
then I will reply with the case law that this is actually being declared.
Okay, that is very interesting. Yeah, because everyone's saying, "Oh, be careful, guys. There's no divorce in the Philippines. You
Yeah.
cannot." And annulment is priced, and it takes so long
Yes,
to
yes.
process.
So the case actually went like this. So there was a foreigner and Filipina spouse that got married in the Philippines,
Yeah.
and then the husband divorced his wife in his country. So what happened was, and that's why the Supreme Court actually ruled that you can declare the divorce here, is because it's unfair to the Filipina.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the husband can get married again in another country.
Yeah, but the
because
Filipina can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The Filipina can't. So the Supreme Court was like, oh, this is not fair. She should be able to get married again. So just have that divorce declared here in the Philippines, and you can actually remarry again because you're both single again. Because it's really not fair for
Yeah, that's true. Oh, actually, I joined to this Facebook group, a US visa in the something like that. And then there are some people, Filipinos, who have this same case. They're explaining to their post that I was married to an American, but we got divorced in their country. But I am still married now in the Philippines. So, but she has a boyfriend, and they're planning to get married, but she can't because of that. So no one can. I read the comments like, oh, that's not allowed. You cannot really. Maybe you need to go to America, or you need to ask your ex-husband to I don't know, to do something about it.
Give your spouse the decency to declare the divorce here in our country, you know, so that it's also fair for both parties,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you can both get married again in this country.
Yeah.